Good morning watch fans, and today I'm going to be discussing is it a buyer's market? Good morning watch fans, and today I'm going to be discussing is it a great time at the moment to be buying a Rolex Sports Professional model. So at the moment the market has dropped. Now when we look at pandemic prices, there was a huge increase in some of the prices on the Rolex Sports Professional models and pretty much the whole range of luxury watches. Now the market has dropped. Now some people say that it's crashing. I personally think it's a correction and it's pulling back down now to where the market prices should be. So we're going to have a little look now. Is it a great time to be buying a Rolex Sports Professional model from the grey market, and what the prices were last year and what the current prices are today. So the first model we're going to be looking at is the Rolex Daytona Panda. This is the 116500LN. Now this is the Rolex Daytona Panda. Now this model has soared in price over the last couple of years, and it's been sitting really high. Now the retail price for this watch is £12,500. In August last year the market price was round about £30,000. Now today's current prices on watch charts, which is what I'm using today, is sitting at £24,000. Now as you can see, that is a massive drop in price. Now if you're looking to get into this model, it is a great time to be buying it. Now this model is always going to be above retail. Rolex Daytonas hold a premium, but again they're a very hard model to be getting at an AD. So at the moment, if you're looking to get into a Rolex Daytona, especially the Panda model, this is a great time. Now if we look at the black dial Daytona, brother or sister watch to the Panda, now this watch again is retailing at £12,500. Now if we look last year, last August, the watch was trading at about £26,000. Now today the lowest price I've seen is £21,000. This watch trades a little bit lower than the Panda. It holds less of a premium. It's not as in demand, but again a great time to be getting into this watch. You're going to be saving money compared to last year, and again it's a great investment piece because this watch now is discontinued, both of them, and I can only see the prices over time pushing back up. Will they hit those 2020, 21 prices? I don't know. They might over time, but at the moment it's a great time to get into them. The next watch we're going to look at now, this watch is quite a sought after watch. Now, made famous by John Mayer, and that is the Rolex Daytona solid gold model with the green dial, reference number 116508. Now this watch retails at £30,950. Now if we're looking now to get into this watch, now is also quite a good time because the prices, when you look at the Watch Charts website, have come down. If we look at August last year, this watch was around about £60,000. Now August 2023, this watch is around about £51,000. Now obviously some of these watches can soar at premiums because they have been discontinued, but this watch now is again dropped in price. Again, if you're trying to get into a solid gold model, if you want to get into the John Mayer, it is a good time because you have obviously seen a price decrease, and this could be a great time for you to get into this watch. Now we're going to be looking at the GMT Master II Rolex Pepsi. Now the Pepsi is the premium model when it comes to the GMT Master II. Is definitely the most popular and most iconic model. Now the Pepsi on the Jubilee, which is what we're going to be looking at today, is retailing at £9,150. Now in August of 2022, this watch was trading at around about £18,200. Now when we look at that a year on, the price has dropped. Now the lowest I've seen this watch now this year in August 2023 is around about £15,000. Now again, you're still going to be paying a premium for this watch, but as you can see, the watch price has dropped. So again, another great time to be getting into the Rolex Pepsi. Now this model is a very sought after model, and again, like I said, there is rumours, I've done a video on it, of this watch being discontinued. Whether that happens or not, I do not know, and that could push up the grey market prices. So it might be a great time to get into the Rolex Pepsi, because if you do, this watch might be discontinued and then the prices are likely to soar. Now the next model we're going to be looking at is the Batman. Again, this model retails at about £9,000. Now this watch again is a very popular model. The Batman now on the Oyster bracelet has been popular for the last couple of years. Now August last year this watch was trading at about £15,500. Now when we look a year on, the lowest, like I said, I've seen this watch is about £12,900. So again, it's dropping down in price and it's coming closer to retail. Now I don't think this watch will ever hit retail prices, but again it is creeping down. So again, another great time to get into this watch. You're going to be saving yourself some money from where it has been, and again this watch, if it does ever get discontinued, the prices are going to probably push up. Now we're going to be looking at the Rolex Steel and Rose Root Beer model. Now this is the reference number 126711CHNR. Now this model, again, the two-tone models are never as popular as the steel models or the all steel models. Now this is the one we're looking at on an Oyster bracelet. Again, the root beer has been a very popular model of recent times, but the prices again are dropping. So retail price on this, £13,600. Now this time last year it was trading at £18,906. Now a year on now, August 2023, we are seeing that watch as low as £15,378 is the lowest I've seen this watch. Now it is getting closer to retail, again like the Batman. I don't think this watch will drop below retail, but it does have potential to, as it is a two-tone model. Often the two-tone models tend to not hold the same premium as the all-steel models, and we have seen on some of the Submariner models the two-tones dropping below retail price. So again, at the moment is a good buy, but I do think this watch could creep down a little bit lower, so you could get into it, and again you're going to still be getting a great deal, but I think this watch might still drop a little bit. Again, let me know what you think on this. We're going to be moving on to the Submariner range now. So we're going to look at the steel sports model dated Submariner. We're going to be looking at the Submariner with the black bezel, reference number 126610. Now again, like I've said, it's no secret, this is one of my favourite watches. Now this retails at £8,650. This watch this time last year was trading at £12,175, and the lowest I've seen that come down to is £10,500. Now this model is always going to hold a premium because it's one of the most popular models and iconic models of all time. I don't think you'll ever see this dropping below retail, but at the moment, if you want to get it off the grey market, is a great time. You're going to be getting this model very close to retail, so I'd say if you pick one up now, it's a great time to be buying it. The last watch we're going to look at today is the Submariner Starbucks, reference number 126610LV. Now the Starbucks is retailing at £9,100. Now it retails a little bit higher than the Submariner dates, but on the second-hand market this was traded at £15,500 this time last year. Now the lowest I've seen this watch, £12,500. So this watch has come down. Again, I don't think this watch for a second is going to creep down to retail prices, but it is a very good time to be picking up this watch. So when we look at some of these models now, we look at over the last year, there's been a massive price decrease. If we look at this from 2020 to 2023, there's been a huge price decrease. Now, like I said, I think the market soared up over COVID times and it was overinflated. Now it's sort of corrected itself and it's pulled back down. I think the market might drop a little bit more before it starts pushing back up, but that it doesn't mean it's not a great time to be getting into these watches. If you want the watch, it's a great time to be buying them. You're picking them up at a very good price, and a price I feel is a fair price. A price now where you're not getting sort of robbed of a couple of £1,000 for the premium of the watch because people have been buying them to invest. People now are starting to buy these watches to enjoy. A lot of people over the pandemic bought these watches and decided to put them away and kept them as an investment piece, and that drove the prices up. Now I think those people who are not maybe watch enthusiasts have sort of stepped out of the market, and you have the true enthusiasts buying these watches. Now this is sort of corrected the market. So the people buying the watches now are buying them to wear, and they're buying them to enjoy. People are getting watches at a fair price. Now, a lot of these models you're always going to be paying over retail, but I do think that you're getting a price that's going to be a price that you're going to be happy with. Now, the only downside to this is if you're a flipper or you're someone who's looking to make money out of these watches or buying watches to sell on, there isn't as much profit in these anymore. But that doesn't mean to say there's no profit in them, and over time there probably will be profit back in them. But I ultimately think if you're buying a watch, you're buying it to enjoy. You're not buying it to just sell on. If you want one of these watches, you want to buy it, you want to enjoy it, and again, you're always going to be able to come out of, in a couple of years' time, not just under the price you've paid or on the price you've paid. And if you're lucky, you might even make some money on the watches. Now, if you did buy one of these watches at the extremely inflated prices, now you might be kicking yourself. Now, I don't think it's something to worry about, because over time, these watches will push back up. But if you were buying the watches just to make money on them, then are you buying the watches for the right reason? If you bought these watches to enjoy and you bought them a little bit high and you're a watch enthusiast, you know what the market's like. You know they're going to push back up, and you know that if not, you might lose a couple of pounds, but over time you will probably make your money back. So that's sort of what my thoughts are now. At the moment, it is a buyer's market, and I think if you're looking to get into a Rolex Sports Professional model, now is a great time. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe.